I
Can you hear
got
me? Can you
the
see me?
kind. Okay. Hello.
Hello,
How are you?
Mark. I'm
Good,
fine.
good.
How are you?
I have to start with the 14th of the month. Is that for someone who's
Okay.
alive still?
Yeah, that's my
Okay.
brother's birthday.
This woman would also be blood to him. Okay.
Yes.
The
Thank you.
other thing, am I correct with the sternum specifically? That was a medical issue? Okay. And
Yeah.
also, what I got, and I don't know if you were told this, whatever that is, it's a little different for me because I'm like, well, it felt like something was agitating it before and she brushed it off. And then it happened and she's like, I better not brush this off anymore. Like, and then she got scared, like someone, like, when someone jumps out from a corner or something, like, you go, holy,
Mm-hmm.
that's what she felt like. And she got medical attention. I do feel a discomfort in my heart, but it wasn't like the sternum. I just want to give that to you. Um, the sternum was the first thing and the thing that I felt was most notable. There is a little discomfort in the heart, but it wasn't like I know for a fact it's a heart attack and that jumps out. I mean, it was really the sternum first, and then there was something with the heart. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I was told by the time that I had finished that it ended up being a heart attack, but she had previous drug abuse issues per se. Towards later on, I think whatever she did in her youth
Gotcha.
kind of like caught up to her. Um, And so there was a situation where she could have caught herself from doing something, and then it ended up turning out to be what it turned
Understand.
out to be.
Um, you
Yeah.
know, to me, how do I articulate this? When she tried to escape from life using substances or whatever, it was a coping
Mm-hmm.
mechanism, and it wasn't. She kind of says, "What else was I going to do?" It was like there was times where she reviewed every possible way, every possible scenario, and she said, "Anyone in my position would do the same thing." And,
Yeah, she would have
um,
spoke like that.
she's smart, and she got to a point where she said, "Everybody else is bleeped up." Um,
Yep.
and she said she knew in her bones that they would have done the exact same thing, although um, it's almost like she's she's not someone who's going to blame other people, but at the same time, they certainly had their own shit and didn't make life easy for her, said all these things to her, and
No.
she's like, she knows they were being, part of my language, but assholes. Um, and
Mm-hmm.
she's like, this is the only way, like, if I'm going to live, I have to do this to mask it.
She was very confident
Yeah.
in her fuckery, and her having a brave face, like whatever decision she made, whether it was right or wrong, judged by whoever, her attitude was like, hell. I blah blah.
But
That was her
she's
nature.
a deep thinker, like in that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
oh
She's a
man, oh,
Scorpio.
that makes a lot of sense. Um,
Yeah, she's a Scorpio.
this is something I don't. I mean, she would have wanted to live life to the fullest, and she wasn't an adult. I'll keep. You know what I mean? I mean, she's like, do people think I should have lived longer? Yes, but I was an adult, so like, there's almost like this, like, how much more time? Like, I did a lot,
Yeah.
how much more time is better, and
Yeah.
what would have changed? And she went through all these things for a number of years, and she went through the Rolodex of situations, and she said, "This is the best I can do for it, and it's better than the alternative." And she says she's way ahead of her time because nobody thought like this. She
No.
mentions a sister. Does she have a sister?
She has a cousin
Hold
that was
on.
like a sister. Definitely a cousin that was like a sister.
Okay, I might be okay with that. Is it possible too that you have a new female that is in your life that is a sister or like a sister to you? Okay.
Yeah.
Because the way I had it was, although what you said is true, she kind of mentions a sister of you, whoever the female, like, it's either a friend or an actual sister or something that is kind of new to your life, but would have to either be philosophical or be intuitive. Okay.
Yeah.
And it feels like, oh, sounds strange. It feels like she came from the spirit realm, like kind of like a ghost or something. You know what I mean? Like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's almost, the way she's making the sound to me is almost as if it was like her that orchestrated it so that you would have her, this new sister, which if you tell everyone, they're going to say, come on, I mean, come on, like, how's that possible?
Now you're gonna make me cry. And yeah, it is very much like
so
that.
if you ever kind of think to yourself, is this person too good to be true? They really are who they are. So they're not bullshitting. Okay.
That's very good.
They are who they are. The only thing I think the thing that you can give back to this new sister of yours is there will be times where she does not see people for who they are, and the flaws in people she will look past. I don't want to use the word naive, but there's also supposedly, and I think this is 2023, that the two of you will go on some sort of trip together.
Shut the.
Hey, Instagram's gonna shut me down. No, that's
okay.
fine.
No, I'm not gonna curse you out on your live.
Would that be true?
That would be true. There is something that kind of came up today, so yeah, that resonates.
There is a woman. It's not you, and it's not the sister. There's a woman that's alive now that I felt probably is a mother generation to you that will have medical ailments around just below the sternum, so around that area where it's like the upper abs or whatever. So I would say diet or whatever's going on, but there's going to be irritation. So it's either like an aunt to you or a mom to you. Do you know one that's already having that now?
Yes, I do.
It's not going to go away on its own. I don't know if it's just really irritating. So I think this person should maybe do whatever they have to do to get rid of it, because it's always going to be nagging.
Yeah.
When I say this, your mother figure, whatever, is like, I can do it. And I'm like, no, you can't, because it's not gonna alleviate on its own. So I thought diet and probably medical and all that would be necessary, but I think you will be having a verbal conversation with her and saying something like, you should you're young enough, go get some help with it. Easier said than done, she says.
I bet.
Well, I bet too.
Her attitude.
One last thing before you go. There is a woman here that identifies as a grandmother. Would you at least have one grandmother passed on? Yes. Would she have had really short hair?
Yes, she did.
It's and I am correct that grandmother lived a lot longer than this first woman. Okay.
Yeah.
That grandmother, though, I thought she still was cognitively sharp.
Not until she had cancer.
Okay.
So she was sharp to a certain point. But if she was still sharp in the mind, her body
that's
had already
fine.
reached.
Because I'm like, you got older, and I still had her pretty capable mentally of anything, and I usually get the opposite, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
especially a lot of my relatives around. So if it was the physical, like a cancer, but her mind was still sharp, I'll take that as absolutely true. So I'm like, wow, we have a difference here. Grandmother mentally wasn't perfect in terms of her mental health, but certainly in a better place than the first woman. The first
Yeah.
woman's so much
Yes,
younger,
yes,
you almost, but they both kind of jokingly look after each other, but they both have learned from each other's lives.
yes, they
But
did.
it was interesting because it almost felt like the both of them had a conversation like, I thought you would have turned out different, with each other.
Yeah, it was a different kind of dynamic. It wasn't the average.
Um, they seem to also say before you go that uh, you're only happy when you are creating or doing, like working and all that. Whereas these women could kind of take it or leave it. And I'm thinking decades from now, I don't think you're going to stop
Uh-huh.
working, but it'll be you as your own boss. I think like on your
Yeah.
almost to your deathbed, they would say, you got to cut it out. But I also saw coins, so it felt to me that there's probably something financial you're going to understand or learn about. And I'm the last person anyone should be asking about that kind of stuff. But if you ever explore Bitcoin or any other kind of financial investment stuff, you're probably really good as soon as you find one that you like and almost be obsessive compulsive about it. But look at pensions that you can buy your own and look at stuff like that. That's where I'm going with it. I felt you can make good decisions of where to put money and where it shouldn't go.
Yeah, I was considering studying
Ooh,
financial astrology.
well,
Yeah.
there you go. Well, enough said. I will.
Yeah.
With that, I'll break my connection with the two of these women and have their love sent with you. Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much,
Bye
Mark.
now.